energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me.
What is going on, guys? What is going on? And let me see if I can. Yo, family, what's happening? I know you guys can hear me. Diamond, what's good, brother? How are you? I hope everything is well. I just thought I'd come on unexpectedly, drop in like some bird shit to chat a bit of crypto, because this is absolutely when we need to be involved. Contrary to what everything that's happened in the last 3 years, it's now or never. Casper is absolutely... Sorry, guys. Let me know if you can hear me in the comments first. I agree with you, bro. I think there's never been any time in the whole last 3 years where the amount of money that's coming into the system is so irrational that people just don't understand. You're starting to see... Yeah, perfect, bro. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can hear you. Wicked. So you're starting to see a system that is going to be completely flushed with money. Like, the daily candle movements are just very hard to describe right now. And I know this is the kind of early stage where we're taken over by basically what's happening in the market. But zoom out a little bit. We critically made a mistake, which was relying on a pump to actually sell the news with Trump. But this is what the market's going to offer, right? Like, the market's going to offer you an opportunity, and you're starting to see some of the candles now. So a lot of this stuff is purely exchange. Let me just get some background music going. Yeah, perfect. So a lot of the stuff that's happening right now, guys, I have to tell you something. I did not feel okay until I completely changed my focus to the macro. And this is why in the, if you look at what we do, shout out to the community. I'm so lucky to have some incredible community. Like, honestly, I can't believe the level of discussion about just everything crypto that we have in our Discord. It's 10 times the level of anything I can think of. Like, there's people there that, from charting to macro to Project Alpha. I think we've got it spot on now. Now we're in the right place. But if you focus on the macro, you start to feel a little bit better about the situation, including these engineered dumps, highly orchestrated. This is, unfortunately, this is a fact of life for us, right? Like, this is happening to us all the friggin' time. So let me just move you across here. It's happening to us all the time, guys. So the fact that you now understand the macro side of things, let's effing go, guys, because honestly, I don't care what happened previously. Like, this is it now. The news is coming in thick and fast. We've always said, in order to make generational money, like, for many people, like, this is their first rodeo. And it's difficult to understand, comprehend, to imagine that your small portfolio that's, I don't know, 200% down or 100%, whatever, like, you're down significantly on your portfolio. But it's very difficult to understand what causes these values to drive up, what inflates these assets. And I made an attempt in explaining that many times. And I think we're finally getting all the pieces together. Like everything is just very clear. Like what I was saying back in April, I was ridiculed. In fact, I lost many good people in the community, friends, people that that I told you so crowd is no longer here. And one of the reasons why is when you tell people back in the is it possible rationally for Ethereum to be at $1,400? And many people ejected. They're like, oh, this is it. This is going to $700. How the F is it going to look? Right now, I'm seeing a lot of alts basically starting to move and outperform Bitcoin. But back in April, what I told people, listen, man, don't worry about this. There's no macro pivot yet. We might as well, apart from Casper, really from 2022 right up to the, mid 2026, crypto by and large has been in a bear market. So when you tell people like, hey man, don't worry about this. Your destiny is not now. It's when they pivot, when the macro happens, they look at you and think you're absolutely mad. Now, the one critical point is, could we have stayed out all this time? Absolutely. But no one's actually, the human nature doesn't allow you to predict the future. It allows you to make hypotheses and predict the future in a way that you see driven by your own personal experience of life. Some people are under pressure because their mortgage is due. Some people are under pressure because they lost their jobs. Some people are under pressure because it's just they've taken on too much. And as the goalposts keep moving, as they push the dates back more and more, and the market is manipulated, and you see your portfolio go to absolute shits, then you start to realize, man, I don't believe this. But I mean, what's the value in Kronos moving 30% and 50% within 2 days? Right? Do you see what's going on here? Now, this is all about jostling for positions. We're seeing Bitcoin right now, and we've hit a level here. This is, look at this, look at that candle. Beautiful manipulation there. What I wait. And then it bounced from there. So essentially what's happening, guys, is the greatest period of liquidity in the last 4 years is about to happen. It's about to happen. So despite the fact that we've seen this coming, I mean, I've published a 90-day plan a month ago to tell the community, guys, the last 2 weeks of August, the first 2 weeks of September, they are going to absolutely hand our backsides to us, right? So this is not the time to look for the daily candles and the small wins here. It's time, if you've got stable coins, great. If you can get some more, great. Don't rob a bank. But it seems to me that once they start pivoting now, it may actually even take slightly longer than what we anticipated. And Clint actually makes a perfectly amazing point here. I hope you're well, brother, by the way. It seems like this bull run ain't going to happen. Absolutely. I'm sure Bitcoin is capable of going into a 15% to 150, less than 48 hours, and then the narratives change. I agree with you. I'm going to decipher that. Clint, that's such a beautiful... I wish I can hand you the mic and get you on here, because this is exactly why we want to talk, right? Like, we want to kind of share ideas, bounce ideas of each other. And I'm going to show you something. And honestly, take this with, not because I have absolutely no interest. I'm a guy who, at this point, you can't, there's nothing that can happen to me this cycle that can break me down. I've made money, I've lost money, I've been to the bottom. On top of that, I've got a community to deal with, right? So I've got a lot of pressure there. But I'm going to show you something. I'm going to talk to you in a manner that actually opens your eyes, because being in crypto is like it's like either you're a non-believer or you receive revelation at some point. You receive that aha moment. And the more you feel like, if you look at the psychology of things, the more you look at specific projects, yes, that induces fear because they are inherently dangerous, right? Like all of these crypto projects are dangerous. But what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about this. Honestly, just take this with an open mind, okay? Clint, I don't want you to believe this, bro. Like it's gospel or anything like that. We're all human beings. We can all make mistakes. But just hear me out on this one and then make the conclusion. So, like I said, I was all over the place emotionally until I said to myself back in April, I'm going to become the best macro analyst as I can be for me and the community. And that's going to justify what we do. So I really want you to pay attention to this because this is probably one of the best research pieces that I've ever done. And that comes from just trying to see, rather than looking at my daily candles, trying to see where we can take this. So in this piece, the Federal Reserve, of course, is a near certain in interest rate cuts expected on the 17th. Now, the one thing that we don't actually know, or genuinely, like no one tells us what happens to Bitcoin and crypto during periods of rate hikes and periods of rate cuts. And in particular, this is not only going to affect crypto, right? So the printer, again, it's very difficult sometimes to grasp how these silly assets that we call crypto coins actually inflate in value. But let's all agree that JP came out and said he's going to cut rates on the 17th, right? And we know that because the Fed Watch tool has been fluctuating between 50% to almost near 99% in recent times. So we're not making this up as a group, as a community. We have an 87.2 odds that they are going to do this, and we're not that far away, right? Now, I've actually went one step further, and I came to the conclusion that 25 basis point cuts are like rocket fuel for the markets compared to a 50 basis point cuts. Okay, so we established without any emotion, 17th of September's meeting is very likely to have a 87.2% chance of a 25 basis point cut. So let's go back to this. So this is it, right? Like 87, 89 at the time of writing, but we've established that. So then your next question then is, DXP, what happens if they don't cut? And then we address this. So we say, if no action is taken in September, the October meeting will be the next likely window. So check. So emotionally speaking, we are preparing for that banana zone, irrational 3-week, 2-week, 1 month, whatever you want to call it, but based on the liquidity cycle. So check. We absolutely got that right. Now, let's use history as a guide, right? So if we go to, it's been a shit cycle, absolutely. But because it's been a shit cycle, we haven't really seen what the cycle looks like with prints of major proportions. So if we go, so let's go to BTC USD. Okay, let's come here. So there's my BTC chart. So I'm going to share this screen with you shortly. The finance one. BTC. Just hang on a second, boys. So basically, what we see, going back to, right. So I'll show you the chart. So from COVID, what they've done was they've cut, so 150 basis points in COVID, unprecedented. But 2022 was interesting. So we started to enter that period of quantitative tightening. 2024 saw the first cuts. And Bitcoin fell, and then eventually the second cut, it sparked a record rally, and the narrative there was the ETFs. So the key takeaway here is smaller, more frequent cuts have historically led us to having a tremendous Bitcoin and alt charge. Large sudden cuts basically shake the system, and they lead to short-term drops before markets stabilize. Now, rate cuts affect more than Bitcoin, so they ripple through the system. Stocks on average, S&P 500 is flat 1 month after the rate cuts. And of course, 2.1% up after 3 months after rate cuts, 13.9% after 12 months, which shows that they are always higher a year later. Gold and silver spike on inflation expectation. Okay, so silver recently had a rocket. Now, this is going to weaken the dollar. So you're starting to see the ducks line up, right? High inflationary periods where they print money. It's also going to boost crypto and commodities and whatever stocks. Bonds and mortgages, short-dated yields have already fallen. Mortgage rates that tied to the 10-year treasuries are drifting lower. So that's a tailwind for housing. The bigger picture is American M2 has surpassed 22 trillion. Lower rates, eventually quantitative easing, and the dollar dropping. That means exports in the US and all of that stuff. So this is a period once in every 4 years they prepare for, right? So gold, we know gold is related to Bitcoin now. It lags Bitcoin a little bit, but of course, this also gives Trump the ability to start working towards his spending plan with lower cost of borrowing. But what does it really mean? So markets may wobble in the weeks normally preceding or leading up to rate cuts, but historically it shows 100% of the time equities are higher a year later. Now, Bitcoin and altcoins have already reacted positively to expectations, right? We saw what happened before Binance took over on Friday. That's just a snippet of what the market is expecting. Friday, off Jackson Hole, we absolutely went ballistic. But then they had to put the dampers on because Binance was selling all of the Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? So for crypto investors, it's very clear. Like, I wish I could just fly into the market right now, personally speaking. Corrections are going to be opportunities, and they are not the endings. Again, where would you be compared to some of your altcoins are up from April? Some of them are pretty much the same, but that's all relevant to market cap and risk. So we look at that, and I personally believe, because many people haven't seen the effects of this rate cut that's about to drop on the market, I just don't think it's over. And it may take us longer to get there, guys, but certainly if you look at the data that I shared today, I just can't get the chart up, but we clearly we see this on the charts. We clearly see this on the charts. Like, for example, so yeah, I can't get this up, but I basically marked it on the charts. So literally from 2020, 2024 when they cut, and of course 2020. Let me see if I find the chart here. So there's nothing to worry about overall. What actually the stress is understanding money flow and positioning your portfolio in such a way that allows you to be able to take advantage of that. So let's see what chart this is. Okay. So basically, I've shared this chart within the group where it just marks periods of rate cuts and quantitative easing, and that's it. So to answer your question, bro, it is absolutely valid to have these concerns. I think I can see also Steve definitely saying this is the hardest cycle. I'm sure we can stand for another few weeks. Absolutely. NVIDIA results as well. It's 100%. And this is going to be for the first time ever, we're starting to see. Okay, we've got the Bitcoin here. Is it daily? Let me just check something. This week here is no coincidence, guys. Let me just go back and. So my point is this: when they eventually cut rates, it doesn't just impact the for altcoins just to go nuts, right? Like there's an entire chain of events. It impacts family spending, credit cards. It impacts borrowing, the cost of borrowing, saving accounts. It becomes more difficult for for people to actually save, really, because at the end of the day, everyone's going to have cheaper borrowing levels and they're going to spend more, and that happens every time. So if we're looking at right now, if we're looking at Bitcoin in the short term, where everybody's kind of like really, really scared, just have to look at the overall. Let me just go apart from liquidations. If we keep the Bitcoin price simple, right? Like literally, let's go to the weekly chart first. Right. So if you see the weekly chart here, it looks completely scary, right? You've got RSI coming down. You've got, of course, order blocks very, very low over here. And that's not the picture here. If you look at the daily, you start to see a bit more clear where the institutional order blocks. So again, ever since we've lost that 124K all-time high, we've been coming in lower and lower. So earlier today we tapped, where did we tap? On some of the charts, we came 108. That's quite important, and we reacted off that level. That one wick over there it just shows you that they cleared some leverage. But in any case, this is this is an order block here. So you see in an order block that's sitting between 107 to about 105 on the daily. And then you've got this massive, massive support area here. Like literally from 100,000 all the way down to 96. So as they say, if the worst comes to worst, my people come first. So yeah, look, there you go. Like that's what's happening with Bitcoin, man. So we hold here or we hold here, but it doesn't make difference. Like the liquidity, the level of money coming into the system will be rational. That out of a portfolio of 10, you just really need 2 or 3 to actually make a home run, and that's it. So yeah, no, thank you guys. Look, again, the picture is very clear. Like we are at the best time in the 4 years. Now, could this cycle run into 2026? That should be a question that we talk about, right? Because my Bitcoin prediction that I shared in the group is an interesting one. you know, if we look at this, and we can actually see here. Let me just go. Let's go to the absolute low. Right. So we can actually see that if we do come down a bit more, look, we hit 108, a Fibonacci level there, and we bounced off that. But if we do come down, look, you can see actually it's in line with some of these order blocks for these retracement levels. So look, I'm not scared. Like we've seen, we've literally seen the worst, in my opinion, over the last 1 year. Now, if you look at, for example, look at Tau here, right? Again, coming back down in this channel here, boom, finding that level as a support on that channel. Potenza Tau is a pretty important one. You've got Casper here. The Casper chart is actually one of the better ones. Let's see if we can get to a daily candle here. I mean, daily chart. This is CAS, right? So even though it's kind of fallen off, if you actually look at the chart, it's not really that bad at all. It's really not that bad at all, guys. It looks like just everything has happened. Everything's happened between kind of like 6 cents to about 14 cents. So where we up? Who's here? Yo, Rafa is in the building. Rafa is in the building, man. God bless you too, brother. Hope you're well. Every future millionaire, remember, that's only possible when you take profits. DXB Community, Alpha Group. Thank you so much, brother. Much love to you, man. Appreciate you, bro. How do I feel about the Oraichain? Thank you, Diamond. I have done a video. I don't know if you saw this week. Oraichain is in my ranking list for layer ones. And I do believe I gave it a good, solid score. The one thing I would say is, let's have a look at. Yeah, it's not in here anyway. I'll get it up. See what happens is it's in an AI narrative and it's a layer one, and it's in the layer one video that I did. Now, tokenomics are excellent. It's up 17% today, which is pretty good. And this is an OG token, so at the end of the day, looking at it this way, it doesn't really give you the true picture. This actually got over to, this is a superstar last cycle going over $100. You can see here all-time high. I think it did all-time high. What did it do? I think it went over 100, right? Yeah, it went ballistic last cycle. So from that perspective, the tokenomics seem to be absolutely fantastic. And it's an OG project that has lasted time. Now, of course, is it going to come back up and is it going to make us some money? I do believe the trading volume has to pick up because at the moment it is it's quite small. However, it has a $12 million in TVL. Look at the tokenomics, man. Total supply, circulating supply, and they've lasted. You know, they've been around. Now, of course, I haven't seen their. I saw their X page a couple of days ago when I did the video. But let's see what they're up to. Let's see what they're posting about. Institutional investors are turning to whatever. Subscription vault. So they have, of course, introduction of AI agents. And I do believe they have decent exchanges as well. So let's see what this article says. BNB is becoming a hub for innovation, AI tech, Fetch AI. There's a few Dex Check IO, a few of these projects over there. I just think that tokenomics, check. Longevity, check. Technology, I haven't used it. I gave it a 20x expectation, 15 to 20x the other day, perhaps even more. But you can see, there are just a functioning unit, a team, and that makes a difference. Sometimes it could be to the detriment of the project, because if I remember right, a lot of projects have struggled to keep hold of developers, talent, and of course any of those things. But I do like this one, and I think Oraichain will do well. The unique L1s, see, layer ones are always, they get a special attention from me, because I think a lot of people misunderstand L1s. They do things right, they will have a better economy than a shitcoin that has no external utility. So, entrusted to build and achieve greater things by others. So you can see some of the partnerships here. Plume Network is a partner. Alchemy Pay, Ashtar Network. So yeah, networks don't mean much unless they actually execute a real life partnership, right, on chain. So yeah, this one is decent, man. I have no issues with them. Team is fully doxed. Like I said, they're still around, and they've stood the test of time here. I think are they out of Singapore or Vietnam, one of the two anyway. Established in 2019, Orion Labs dedicated to building new era of blockchain intelligence. Yeah, so it's a decent one. Good question, bro. Yeah, I saw that. Actually, I did the Casper thing today, and I just did it quickly because I had to do something else. But look, man, the Casper, whenever a project is sidelined or forgotten, that's when it strikes. And regardless of where, what your emotions are about this one, the ultimate thing is going to be listings are a major catalyst for Casper. And to be honest, I do like the way they kind of this new Casper Foundation website is super helpful, which is what you need for a big layer one project like this. So they've got business partners and ecosystem. They've got ambassadors, community builders, developers, and researchers. And then, of course, listing it to your question, like for things like Binance, I think it's a no-brainer, of course. But from Casper to Casplex, Casplex is the super interesting layer 2, which is going to become a fully scaling solution on Casper as a layer 2. That's going to be huge. So this one's going to do all right. Look, the chart has, obviously, when they were telling people to buy it, at 20 plus cents, that was terrible, right? And when they tell people Casper is going to do $20, that's also quite terrible. But what Casper is going to do, Casper over the next 6 months, I think will make a jump that is 10, perhaps even 15x from where the price is. I really can't see anything else for Casper less than that, especially with a big listing as well. All right. What's good, Pete? How are you, brother? Hope you're well. Dex, great to hear from you too, brother. Smash the likes. HB said, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Yo, what's going on, brother? Have I heard of Fusaka? Sounds like Japanese food or an island. I haven't, to be honest. I can check it out. This is a blue devil or a dog. It's like a wow, $2 million, very decent chart. Because it's blue, I take it is on base. Um, they've paid for listed here. It's on, yeah, definitely on base. Where we got still on Uniswap. It looks decent, brother. I saw this trending on, I don't know if it was Dex or something somewhere, but the trading volume is healthy. The trading volume looks very, very healthy. I think it was Patriot. Look, he's following them. Fusaka. But yeah, it looks good. Looks decent. I do believe I've seen this somewhere in the Discord, I believe. Big up to Patriot because he's following them. Yeah, looks superb, in my opinion. It's up already, very nicely. Good trading volume. And let's check their website as well. Fusaka, the next evolution of Ethereum. It's actually, is it on ETH or? It's on ETH. Can easily be on base as well. I think once all the Gs get out, it's good to see stabilized token on the Ethereum blockchain at a decent market cap. This looks good. It looks very good. Thanks for sharing that, bro. What is going on, brother? Hope you're well. What do you think about SCA on Sui, Scallop? I hold it. And Redstone, the new Oracle. I haven't really looked into the Oracle, but I know SCA and I hold it. Perhaps that's a point of research for me. Well, I like Scallop. Look, Scallop has a very good TVL that's bigger than its market cap, right? You know, you can't just simply go on by other metrics. You have to look at this. Well, this means something. At some point, someone's going to come and say, this is really, really undervalued, right? At some point, somebody's going to look at that and say, what the hell is going on here? You know, 12 million market cap, fully diluted, 26 million. One of the most bullish chain of all chains. I believe the best of Sui and Casper will be in the next bull market, even despite the fact that they've been tremendous so far today. I believe they are even going to be more explosive. So when you look at something like Scallop at $12 million market cap, 26 million fully diluted, the trading volume is below $1 million. But the TVL is a whopping $112 million. I think at some point, that's where the psychology is going to come from. They're going to look at that and say, holy crap, this is undervalued. And I do believe when Sui runs, it will drag up the good projects with a very good TVL to the top. Again, this could hit $1 billion, 500 million. You don't need this to go to multiple billions to make life-changing money. You know, parameters for life-changing money. Every time you double your money, it's life-changing anyway, but 10x is a tremendous target. Above that, it's just an explosive run and a bit of luck, and you've got yourself a good winner. So I do hold a small bag of this. I do like it. I'm bullish on Sui. Like I said, that TVL makes it for me. I just have to chill with it a bit longer, unfortunately, because it's a smaller market cap. I hope that answers your question, bro. Thank you, Samantha. So AGI, Creo, Lingo, Sharp AI. I did a video comparing AGI to AI tech. AGI had a brilliant 2024. Make no mistake about it. However, I found, or I heard, actually, I didn't hear it. I know that the founder started another AI company. Now, AGI made a tremendous amount of money for us in this big first run. Now, of course, people didn't take profit. There was other things. But it's pretty much back to where we called it, and it's 85% down. Now, of course, the innovation that they have on the Elysium side, they talk about the AI for humanity. I think it's a decent project, AGI. Only thing is, I question the commitment of the team if they started another project, right? Like that's always the case. And I did actually, if you check out my video, which is which should be up on the channel, because I do try to use some of the AI here. Did I use? Let's see. Where you at, Lucy? Did I use you? Chat now. So what I did is I had a little bit of chat. I think you have to log on to them and everything else, but you can actually talk to Lucy and see what she's saying, see if she can change your life. But listen, I would love this to fly in an AI-driven narrative, right? Like that's what you want. So if you look at the market cap right now, $80 million, 3 million trading volume, AGI could do with a huge listing and some catalyst. Of course, all AI projects are down, but they can genuinely, if AGI, I always compare it to AI tech, both on BNB, Lucy Beta, this is what they are pushing, but that was pinned on the 15th, 26th of August. Excited to announce partnership with, this can absolutely rip, but the team have to be, it's probably a good idea to go to this community space here. First time round, it did unbelievable. If they get a Binance listing, I believe this is a rocket ship that would absolutely fly to the stratosphere. And don't forget, big creators like Virtual Bacon and stuff like that. People like that have talked about this. So from a technology perspective, I mean, I used the AI agent a little bit in my video comparison, but the main catalyst is a listing. They get a listing here, it's done. GPT-5 analysis report, site shipped, bugs fixed. And of course, they are showing us that they are integrated to GPT-5 reports and all these different, like AI, I think was, I think this is what I used. Again, you need to log in, but that's actually the AI agent powered by Lucy, the agent. So the Lithium is just wait and find out whether they get asked and when they get that listing, and if they do, that's going to have a crazy move. If they don't, I think it's going to pretty much die in slow death, unless AI narrative just picks it up. So yeah, I hope that answers your questions. Lingo, Sharp AI. I'm familiar with Sharp AI, Swiftcoin, and Propsum and Propbase. So Samantha, out of those, my favorite will probably be the RWA play Props. It's on Aptos and it's on Base. That's super bullish. Creo Engine had a tremendous run. It is gaming. It's not gaming, of course. Gaming hasn't done a lot for us. But the thing with, I changed my philosophy on gaming. I tweaked it a little bit. I like to look at projects that have, I like gaming layer ones now quite a lot. Big infrastructure plays. But I think Creo, look, if we get an irrational gaming season, which I think we will at some point, we'll have a pump on gaming. You saw Altoro running crazy last week. So Creo could do well. I do hold, it's another one that I hold. I think the team is based out of Malaysia. But right now, trading volume is not bad for the market cap. You've got, gaming just looks like this right now, guys. It's not really, shouldn't be priority on your portfolio, in my opinion. In the next couple of months, big caps those big ones will move anyway. But $2 million market cap, trust me, when gaming season returns, all of these will pump. So if you look at gaming in general, look at this. Altura is up almost crazy numbers in the last couple of months. Look at this. It's been running and running and running. So Altura has done actually 100% move in 12 months, 6x in the last 30 days. And people are saying it's not gaming season, right? So that's insane. To put $1,000 in, get 6,000 back. If you had 10 grand in this, you'd have got 60K back. So it is sometimes you got to look at this. And the chart before this move, look how dead it was. Pumps with gaming, nothing else. It actually pumps with the market. And that's quite positive. These little peaks that you're seeing shows you that the token does respond to market movements. And it's just the case of Altura, right? But gaming in general is going to have those moments where it just goes up vertically. And of course, look at that, 17 million in volume over there, which is insane. So in terms of like Creo Engine, which is a $2 million market cap, very high risk, very high reward, and it can pump. But I do believe if you can tell me what you hold, I can honestly tell you what the dynamics of the portfolio should be. Sharp AI is $14 million. I believe we've done a buy alert for this, but it does have a very, very tiny TVL. And I still hold a very small bag on I think on decentralized. I think I have it on Uniswap wallet or somewhere. AI powered crypto terminal is what Sharp AI is basically. What it does is, we talked about, for example, look, it's giving you, so Dolomite is linked to World Liberty Financial, and last 5 months is up 4x. It kind of gives you a breakdown of what these projects do. Let's have a look at the market, and I'm using Sharp AI, by the way. So if you actually saw the time in which I announced this, I think it was sub $1 million. It's got like a screener. So these are basic things available in the market, like a token screener. But it's nice to have it in one single unified format, for example. So you've got, this is all on sharp.ai. You've got the yearly metric fairly easy there. You've got the circulating market cap. And I do believe do they have agents as well? Macro, let's have a look at macro, ETFs. So you can actually, it's tools like Sharp AI allow you to kind of look at crypto data in a presentable manner. They have a launch pad, and they have, like I said, a $2,000 TVL. So it's a good place to go for research in terms of when AI comes around and pumps again. I think it will catch fire. I genuinely do. $4 million market cap. I mean, it's got exchange listings as well. Gate, BingX, Mexi. So yeah, not bad at all, Samantha. You've got some decent ones over there, but I still don't see a large cap in your portfolio, and that is a problem. I think you have to anchor your portfolio with at least one large cap if you can. Swift. Again, it's good to have low caps, but understand as long as you're comfortable with the risks, then you're good. I mean, I don't think that's the Swift you're looking at. Prop base we looked at. So yeah, there you go. Yo, Sean in the building, man. My guy. What's going on? Caress that like button, man. Mr. Gregory from Kentucky. How you doing, my friend? I'm doing very well, brother. I'm doing very well. I'm looking for the Patriot Caveman. I'll tell you a funny story. So Caveman has one of the most incredible stories of the cycle. And yeah, bro, I'm doing very well anyway, personally. Hope you and the family are well, Mr. Gregory. This is the guy that Fusaka. Uh, didn't get. Oh man, it doesn't matter, man. But yo, Cave, let me know when we can do our show. I think the community need to genuinely hear what you have to say. What you have to say, because you are such a big inspiration. We're very glad to have you in the community, brother. So big up the caveman man for Shaka. Samantha said, "How many X's do you think? Please, and tell me what you think of BCH, as in Bitcoin Cash, ICP, and Arweave." Great. Now we're talking, Samantha. So the small ones is really hard to give you astronomical numbers, because we know emotions are involved in crypto. Of course, every time you get a prediction from a low cap, it's very easy to throw 50, 100 X's around. But most people would not, unless you somehow magically woke up one morning and found your portfolio to contain a rational sum. Most people don't hold it that far. So I would probably put it into the low cap, high risk, high reward. They can do those 20, 30, 40 X's potentially. You know, a token can do 100X. It can go from 2 million to 200 million. So for those aside, now we're talking Arweave. So Bitcoin Cash is difficult to, it is actually part of the Made in America coins. But let's focus on Arweave. With Arweave, you have a tremendous gem. Arweave is the most undervalued ecosystem that has a founder who understands technology. You know, they haven't lowered their barrier of trying to get quick pumps. You know, he talks about, I'm talking about Sam Williams here. He talks about how the technology itself sells itself. And Arweave and AO, I genuinely believe Arweave gets you a good 15 to 20x. ICP, I did a video about ICP on Layer Ones. ICP is again, another Made in America, because that's a narrative. ICP, despite what people are saying with the original chart, in my opinion, has just been so much talk. You're either a hardcore fan, or they become like, the ICP community is like, and I was once in it as well, using canisters and going to a completely remote access to a different internet computer. Very not the easiest environment to actually go and do shitcoin trading. Or having said that, the technology, a world computer, is something that's going to be viable in the years to come, a decentralized world computer. So I do believe ICP does 10x. Bitcoin Cash, I mean, it could be anything, with the Bitcoin whales rotating into it, which is why, or what it was made for initially. So there you go. But you do now you're talking, Samantha's talking now. That is a diversified portfolio in a manner that gives you risk to reward. It still gives you tier one projects, and it gives you an absolute valid reasons to hold a portfolio like that. Yeah, hold on a second, guys. Just got 1 minute. Just got a call from my wife there. 100 million coded for Fusaka. Of course, guys, don't forget to smash the like button. Yo, what's happening, bro? Hope you're well. I actually do hope that everything is doing swimmingly well. It's on this green day, we have to celebrate every green day. AO has been underperforming. Max, I agree with you, but so has most things, right? Rationally speaking. But AO the computer, it's good. I'd love it to come down under $10, if I'm being honest. That's if you're being opportunistic, right? This is yeah, I mean, come on, just dip under. That's the way I look at it, because I have no doubt the asset itself is going to be quality. But I do have a problem with the price. Like old, old dirty bastard said, but I have a little problem of you not coming down, right? Hey, hey, baby, I got your money. Don't you worry. I said, hey, yo, I want this asset to come down, man. I know most of you don't actually probably have no clue what I'm singing, but yeah, that's not the point. The point is, this is highly undervalued. You want this to come below $10. You want this to come to $5, whatever. I don't care how things perform now. The higher, look, the lower we can buy right now. I don't want the market to crash. Of course, we've suffered enough, but there are opportunities, that present themselves, and you just want to take advantage. So I wouldn't even sweat that, bro. Do you like AI plays like Tau, SNAI, PAI, and Hash AI? ah, you not seen my last video, bro? Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. I love that, by the way, Diamonds. Big up, bro. Um, but if you look at, let's have a look at some videos here. So if you look at my videos, buying Tau at $300 is like buying Bitcoin at the same price. Over here, we talk about Arweave and AO and SNAI, which I did a buy alert for. So yeah, the answer to that question is absolutely yeah. I think I did a buy alert for every single project there. PAI, we were super early. SNAI, we were super early. Tau, we've been talking about Tau. I think I've done a recent video about the Tau halving. So yeah, bro, I love them, and that's a good mixture of projects that you present there. Since we're talking TVL, what do I think of EigenLayer? Now, the danger to the TVL, I mean, look, let's look at Eigen. Yeah, this is mental, right? Like, this is absolutely. So there are those that argue this could lead to a bubble, and I think the comparisons are uncanny to a previous project that that I wouldn't really talk about. But ultimately, it is a market cap fully diluted. The current, I mean, they will pump this, man. They will pump this. At the end of the day, that's what they do, right? It's just completely insane. So it's now actually being rebranded to Eigen Cloud. Use EigenLayer. This will be big. This will run, but you got to be careful just so you can get out on time. You can get out on time, but that is insane, man. Look at the TVL here. It's just completely unbelievable. Market cap 400 million, fully diluted 2 billion. TVL 18 billion, 374 million, 530,555. Jeez, you can't even say these numbers. That's how mad it is. That's insane. So yeah, I think there's money to be made here for sure, whether it's going to be spot or futures, but you've got to be completely completely ready to exit before Arthur Hayes dumps on your ass. No, not you particularly, by the way, Karma. What do I think of ICP and Aero? ICP is in the Made in America coins. It will have a narrative. I did actually have a post for you ready for Aerodrome Finance. Now, I love Aerodrome. I think this is going to be the most rigged token on the base chain. This is going to be Base's own native coin, right? They don't have one. So an increase of 30% in a matter of weeks with a DEX trading only available to 5% of Coinbase users. So this article basically, which I was looking at before the live stream, is Coinbase's DEX integration went live on the 8th. Aerodrome's volume 2 weeks before, 8.7 billion. Aerodrome's volume 2 weeks after, 11 billion. We're just talking 2 weeks, no money print. Since Coinbase is going to be at the heart of what I consider to be the greatest crypto run since BNB on Coinbase, America is going to go hard at it. They will full backing, and as a result, I think that's going to be insane. So between the two, I'd rather focus on Aerodrome. And like I said, ICP, nobody knows what ICP is going to do. There is that chart that obviously that presents itself to people from the SBF sell-off, because that you have to remember ICP was a victim of SBF. So if people come in and you look at CoinGecko, which a lot of newbies do, I think it'll be attracting more of maybe institutional buyers and that kind of thing. So in my opinion, the two decent projects you got there for sure. But I do like Aerodrome more than ICP. I think for ICP, I'd look at stuff like competitors like RWAs, which are way, way more undervalued, by the way, as a layer one. Even though the ICP technology, I'd look at Tau as well, which is slightly bigger market cap, but that's what I would personally look at. So I hope that answers your question. The next one is Crypto Invest opinion about CreatorBit. Okay, so CreatorBit, curated launches of community curation keeps what the hell. So basically, this is the marketplace and launch place. So this is like the virtual protocol. I think it's on BNB. Is it just on BNB, or let's see? I mean, 25 million market cap, 90 fully diluted. Yeah. And there's also like Zoro and Base. So this is in a very, very good narrative. Now BNB, granted, doesn't have a lot of bit tokens. It's also on Base. Sorry. Yeah, I think, look, trading volume is not bad. Still has some dilution there. So I think that this will be okay. I think it will do well. But it just, everyone's looking for that next virtual protocol, right? Pump fund style bonding curve for AI agents. AI agent meta will be back for sure. Yeah, I've seen Flock. Flock, I mean, we've been talking about it in the Discord. It's been running like it's just a start. I think Flock will go even more berserk, in my opinion. It is just a start now, in my opinion. I think it's what is it? $34 million market cap now. So that's insane. Flock's just had one of the most craziest weeks. We're still relatively small. Base is the place, man. Base is the place to farm. Well, look, for a long time, it did nothing. And this was the warning. This pump here was just a warning back in June at the worst possible time. So June 4th, This was like Liberation Day pump. But look, it crashed back down and then kapow, it just exploded again. And Millie on Say, yep, I posted Millie as a buy alert on Say along with Sayan. I think that is a good bet, but it's going to be just a slightly longer hold, getting into these degen early plays on the big layer ones. I think it's a good one. I think it's a good project. I mean, look, it's Millie, Sayan. It's very difficult to really. I think I'm talking about a meme coin, right? Yeah, let me just double check. Millie. Guys, anyone on the live stream? Why is my fingers are getting too big for my Yeah, Millie's a bad boy. $3 million market cap. I think this was on Mexi as well. So good exchange. Look, it does absolutely pump. Would say that is a guarantee. Like along with Sayan, Millie the dog is the official dog of the Say network. So it's good. Yeah, I think this will take a portion of the Say TVL eventually. You will do well. But I love the fact that you're farming layer ones. That is definitely the way to go, bro. Patreon, I'm trying to put DXB on. If you like Jojo, he's really gonna like. I already like it. Absolutely, facts, bro. No, much love, man. He's not a bot, by the way. Yeah, Fusaka is a absolutely. Nah, listen, guys, I'm on it. Let's see what else we got. Patu, my brother, is in the building. Let's see. Samantha said, thank you so much for your analysis. I have a huge amount of say 6,300. Brilliant. 13,000 in probs. Fantastic. 4K in Swift. You've done very well. Most of these are down like 80 to 95%. I'm worried if they would not fly. Now, this is a very good question. So $13,000, is that, I would ask you one question, which is absolutely what I'd ask myself. Is that the current, right? Or does it include, does it exclude the 80%, 90% down, or is it what's remaining? Because if that's the remaining balance, I think you need a portfolio restructure, because there's a lot of money there that could go to good projects and still make your money back. So just think about that, right? Like if that's the initial investment, which is what you're down on, then unfortunately you might be locked in. But if this is what you have currently right now, then that is a very good amount of money to be able to recover on perhaps maybe stronger projects. Yeah, guys, look, everyone on the live, please smash the Caresta thing, like my brother said. What's going on with Based AI? I think they rugged us, man. That's what's happening. The F is Based AI is absolutely, I don't know if this was a well orchestrated hit, or I don't know what really to think about these guys, except they are the shittest team with the shittest chart, with their shit agent, complete absolute pussies. $146,000 in trading volume, shit exchanges, but it is up 7% today. From a DEX perspective, what are we doing here? It's just, man, there's no volume in it. Mexi volume is like 20K. So if they're going to come out, they're going to have to do something spectacular to gain trust. I think they've made their money from Pepe coin, and $12 million right now. There is absolutely, you can't even get hold of these guys, man. So that's the problem. That is essentially the problem. This is the shit that they told us was going to change everything. And so far, yeah, it's just a very disappointing project. And look, talking about Pepe coins burnt, who really gives a shit about what they burnt? So far, I wish I could tell you more. But it's one of those that I will write it to my grave. Of the two, the Pepe coin bag has held better. Now, as far as shit teams are concerned, this is one of the shittest teams in the whole of crypto, in my opinion. Look, their updates here are non-existent. The community is trying their best. And for the sake of the community, I hope they do something. Because otherwise, these guys need to be reported, man. 26th of June. Look, they don't even post, man. Agents not even posting. If anyone's got new alpha, let me know. Again, the community is strong. I know some really good brothers that are in this project. But as far as I'm concerned, my bag is slowly dying, and I'm waiting for opportunity to see a pump before I can just dump this shit. And that's the update. Let's talk about two projects that failed last cycle. FTX still have. Yo, if you can get that 22 ETH, man, you'd be set for life. Patter in the building. Aero going to $1,000. Hell no, bro. I think 10, 15, 20 bucks will be okay. What's happening with Lofi? Well, Lofi is a casualty of the entire market, including the slowdown in layer one rotation into Sui. Sui has genuinely not been firing at all cylinder. We're not in Sui season. This is a great time to capture some more, in my opinion. That's just the way it is with Lofi. Why is that, DXP, you may ask? Well, they are close to Miston Lab, these guys. They're close to Sui. And of course, they are going to pump very, very hard once Sui starts running. The meme competition there on Sui is getting warm, but Lofi is a central character in their ecosystem. So I wouldn't sweat it yet, but just relax with this one, because when it comes, when it goes, it's going to go. It's the same thing with like Kokoro. Kokoro suffered a lot from the Munya, whatever, the whale swapping from one token to another. But when that shit rugs, they will all come back to the original one. So we just have to be a little bit more. Creative Bid was a disaster. I've never been in it, bro. 45 watching, Louis. Thank you so much, man. The thing is free. The button is free, guys. Subscribe and like the channel. Yeah, appreciate that, brother. I have Cookie DAO, excellent. Virtuals Protocol, excellent. Prime, it's been absolutely dumb, but it's gonna rip, hopefully, on gaming season. And Sol 2, but bought Sol at 225. It's okay. You can always rotate out of Sol into a lower cap and make that money. Something slightly lower cap, like your trusted, bigger projects, not at 200 billion, but maybe as an Arweave or something like that. You should make that money back. And yeah, no, you're welcome anytime. You should be with us in the Discord, actually. Nice catching you live, bro. I'm gonna do more lives. I'm gonna actually go live during the day as well. I do believe that just the market allows us to do this way more now. People will benefit a lot more now than they could ever benefit from live. You're absolute welcome. I'll take a couple of more. How long have we done? We've done, yeah, we're going strong, man. QST. I think I posted a buy alert. Can it get an exchange? Potentially. I think it can. I think it can. Taobot. Yeah, Taobot, Definitely, if you look into our buy alert, I did Talbot under $10 million. In terms of, I did 2 buy alerts, one slightly higher, and the other one back in back in April. It came all the way back down to just under $10 million in market cap. I really do believe Inspect is the other one. I really do believe, guys, we will be riding these massive green candles on these low caps. But Patu, great shout. I mean, I am balls deep into Bitensa Tau. I bought props last year in April, most of them last year, which is why they're down. Yeah. Have you? Okay, I think we will wait for everything to rise. Absolutely. We draw 80%. Well, look, if by the time you wait everything to rise, I think, I'm comfortable with those projects. Don't get me wrong. You've got a very good portfolio with the ones that you added as well. I wouldn't be worried too much. I think if the opportunity arises, I would just go to the top of the tree and add to the convictions. That's going to lift the bag, right? So once you're down on certain things and you've got the bigger convictions in your portfolio, I just dump the money there and eventually it balances itself out. If one of the low caps just absolutely goes berserk, and that's great, but it's insane. KeyCat is going nuts, huh? That's mad. That's absolutely insane. Keyboard cat pumping as well. Ozzy, what's going on, my brother? I hope you're well. 2 questions. Go ahead. Where do you see Say and of course Carrot going from the current prices? So Say, first of all, let's look at Say, because Say is sure bet to get a pump. I think Say will do about a 10x for me personally. I think there are higher targets as well. $2 billion. I mean, it's nearly 20 billion in terms of market cap, but it is a layer 1 that's going to be marked. It can actually even do 15x, maybe even 20, but that is all down to the way the whales. So what the whales will do, they'll come out of Bitcoin and Ethereum. They'll obviously come out there with Solanas and whatever. What is the next logical place to make money? It's going to be your Says. It's going to be your Aptos. It's going to be your Bitensa Taos. This is the natural money flow. These guys are way too greedy. They will never, ever leave money on the table. This has primed itself with the connection to Liberty Finance and the Trumps for that to happen. And if you look at the chart, when I was calling this in April saying, guys, 12 cents, 10 cents, this is low. And a lot of people said, nah, this is, from a technical level, this could go to 6 cents. Hell no. And now it's consolidating above 30 cents, right? This is going to go on a great run, in my opinion. It's just with Circle, Coinbase, it's in those realms. Now, where does it go? So fully diluted is already at 3 billion. 10x there, fully diluted would be 30 billion. Could this actually go to 50 billion, 40 billion? Potentially. So it's a safe bet with a good ecosystem and a massively growing TVL. The TVL is not here, but the TVL on stable coins has been developing very fast. So I would say really what you're focusing on, a lot of the layer 1s are now competing for stable coin adoption, right? That's where a lot of these guys are competing for. So high frequency apps to settle in 400 milliseconds, process 10,000 TPS for as low as 0.05. So it's cheap, scalable, EVM compatible, but then it's got these Liberty Financial, Coinbase, Circle, Multicoin Capital. It's got good VCs. So they would obviously want to pump this. And it's that here that's below SUI. I would even go as far as saying, for example, coins like Say, Neo Protocol. These are, the next level rotation for big money. So I see this as doing very well from here. Theoretically, I mean, it should do at the very least, I expect is 10x. And of course, Carrot is more difficult in the sense that it's had a recent run, but it's been shit for a very long time. And the market cap is actually $40 million. So what they've been doing is bringing tokens into circulation. There's an absolute civil war going on in the community, but ultimately they do have a partnership with Aerodrome. If they can go onto the Carrot chain, I think this is more of a recovery mission and then a blast than it is right now predicting it. So if we look at the price since May, we're seeing this kind of thing. So it's not really stable enough for me to still think that it's going to do crazy numbers yet. However, we need Carrot chain. We need tokenomics revamp. There's so many things that are wrong, but the things that are right include a full backing of Carrot chain and Studio chain by Aerodrome. If they can pull that off, I think they do well. If not, it's just going to be waiting for gaming season for pretty much an operation recovery. But I have a good feeling that they will put together some stuff to make this one a go. Bro said based AI is going to be a beast. Peter, I hope so, brother. You know, I don't mean to shit on the team. I don't mean to shit on the team, but absolutely it is it's important for the community to get their money back. Is Jojo rugged? As far as I know, no. But Jojo, we've made crazy money, and of course, holding meme coins is always dangerous. You're welcome. Injective. Well, Injective had an amazing. Remember last year, everybody, crypto banter, everybody and their dog were talking about Injective, and Injective is right now showing some shades again. It did have a decent run in the pump last week, so you can actually see. Having said that, I mean the tokenomics are good, and market cap is $1.3 billion. Very good trading volume, circulating supply. So you should have a decent run on Injective, in my opinion, because the competition is not there. I mean, I remember one point a couple of years ago, there was a couple of companies or a couple of crypto projects trying to be an Injective. But of course, Binance, Pantera, Jump Group, T-Mobile, Deutsche Telekom, sorry, yeah, which is T-Mobile. So not bad at all. And it is an L1 as well. So it can pump, but do we see $50 here? Do we see more? I mean, a token with tokenomics like this, it should technically do a decent, but this was the chance on Injective, man. This was the play back in January 23 at $2, $1, all the way to 50. I think it does come back again, but this time round, we just don't know how big the pump's going to be. But it's got good tokenomics, good technology. It's pretty fast. You know, it's got good VCs that are backing this to the hilt. Cookie DAO, 100%. Virtuals protocol are going to print heavy, absolutely. And even with the dip that we're having on virtual protocol now, you know, it came down to like $700-800 million. I think it's a good time to buy. And if it hits 500 million in market cap, that is a go. Like, I would go all in on it. Even game on virtual can run as well. Yeah, 100%. I think that whole ecosystem is ridiculous. DeFi for business. Facts, bro. Still bullish on Linear. Well, Linear had some news today. What was the news on Linear? There was some news that I had. There was that mad Kronos news as well. But yeah, I think Linear should pump it, right? Like, the the obvious thing with the connection with consensus sometimes gets people overhyped, and it has suffered genuinely from a layer 2 paralysis. Layer 2s have not done really well. So yeah, you never know. You never know, bro. But yeah, I'm still bullish on the whole thing. I think, small bet, small isometric bet should be fine. Injective is the next Luna. Wow, that would be that would be mad. Ram, what's going on, my brother? Hope you're well. I am great, man. I'm in good spirits today. Monad launches on the 29th. What do you think? Well, we've been waiting for Monad for a very long time. Like, I think you and I spoke about Monad before. Listen, I'm excited, right? It gives people another reason to, you put them into that categories of your says, but still with a lot to prove. But this is going to be a big one. So initially, I think, it comes into the market and early investors take profit. Layer 1 blockchain with limitless potential. This is huge. I think this is going to be big. The timing is not an accident. I think the team understands how to launch, when to launch. And near zero gas fees should be very, very interesting. But I'm just hoping for a dump before we get in, right? So that is before the hype takes over, because the initial investors, there would always be that vesting to bring the prices down, and then we strike, pack our bags, and then obviously then this takes off, especially with the specific timing of the launch, which doesn't give us a long before the market goes nuts. Happy Traveler, I'm so pleased for Crow. I'm holding 200. Yes, average 6 cents. Many congratulations, Happy Traveler. And I think it's gonna do wonders. Like, you've got, when the candle's moving that fast, there's always that problem of, wait a minute, sell the news and whatnot under the current market conditions. But what I would do, as always, is take a little bit of profit, right? Take a little bit of profit, and then boom, you've got extra money there to play with if the markets do come down. Yeah, big up Marvia, man. I'm still holding my marvelous Marvia. Tibor, one of my close brothers. Big up yourself, bro. Hopefully Marvia does surprises really well. Kita will explode like Solana did last cycle. Crypto introvert. That is a hell of a statement, but I hope you're right, because it's a layer 1 on base that should do really well. How high do you think SPX 6900 might go from here? I'd be very careful with SPX 6900. I think everybody is coming out with $1 trillion. There are ridiculous. There are ridiculous targets for this coin, and Morad is holding a healthy bag now. Recently, it suffered a bit of a breakdown, but sitting at $1.1 billion with Morad holding such a high supply, I think that is where the risk is. Last time he held from $50 million profit, and he went down to $3 million, right? So as a human being, does he learn to, these are the dynamics you need to hold these meme coins to. But how high could it go? I mean, look, it's already high enough in my opinion, but I think it does another 10x, maximum 10 billion, maybe 20 billion. Some people are saying it can go to a first trillion. That's what I've been hearing. And whenever I hear that, I get absolutely scared, because that is the market conditioning you to hold something till the end of time. And that's the best way to become a no. Everyone on the stream, please smash the like, and of course follow the channel. I shall be back to do another live stream as well. Yeah, this is first of all, this is a great point. Fast move can be false moves. Since 2021, this pump and dump may take time with Crow. I agree with you. This pump should be what we're waiting for. Excited. Yes, I think the Trump's involvement comes as a poignant reminder that these moments come before the cycle even started, right? So this is a flavor of what's to come. However, where I disagree with you is you've been holding it for such a long time, and I think this happened to me with HBAR, right? It happened to me with HBAR, and I don't want it to happen to you with kind of like sell the news event, 5, 10, 20%, pay yourself, get the missus a nice bag, a Louis Vuitton, maybe a Hermes bag. I'm kidding. Buy some crypto, whatever. But it's totally up to you, brother. I always feel like when these candles come, they're not continuous, right? So yeah, max exit will be, my exit will be around Wicked. I hope you stick to that. 30% down, and I'll be conservative on my exit. Thank you very much. Do you see the M2 money supply crashing on December? It's very hard. I mean, a lot of people make a point about the M2 money supply, and I use it as a general metric to gauge where the overall print is, right? To understand what's happening. You know, are we breaking into price discovery? Are they printed more? But I wouldn't really specifically go on that particular date, the M2 money dips. What I have in the Discord or in the group is a 90-day plan that covers the next 3 months. So I've already called the bearish time between the last 2 weeks of August, the first 2 weeks of September, and maybe 1 week immediately after, or after the news hike, we could go start doing vertical. But I'm targeting October anyway. Yeah, appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, bro. That I always regret, man. Like, I'm like, okay, you know what? I can go and buy a car and then obviously not sell. And I'm like, shit, man, I just lost the car. So sometimes it's very difficult to encourage yourself to go and pay yourself. So yeah, that's it, man. I think we've done an amazing job tonight, guys. Don't forget to like, follow, buy the handbags, smash a like, and we'll do another one. Let me know if you want to do another one this week, and we will definitely arrange it. I'm working on a couple of big AMAs. Hopefully they'll come through. And yeah, now you're welcome. You're welcome, my sister. Anytime, of course. Follow the channel. I do regular updates. Check out the videos on the layer ones, the AIs, different comparisons. And of course, if you're not in our VIP group, jump in there. You're going to absolutely keep looking at cars. Bro, I wish I could take you to the car park here, yeah? Like, I had, last year, I had this dream car in mind, and there was enough surplus in the portfolio to go and get the car. And eventually, I chickened out. I didn't really sell. And I was like, damn, man, I just got rid of a Porsche 911 for nothing. Like, what the like, sometimes, honestly, crypto, one thing that's guaranteed in crypto, and this always makes me feel better. One thing that's always guaranteed with crypto is it's always going to go up and down, right? I know it's a basic kind of analysis, but it's always like this shit is always it always has a way. You know what I mean? Like, boom, boom. You could have bought and sold at any of these levels. It's kind of like, honestly, or it might just stay in a moment like that. But I think that this is the this is the issue that we have with crypto sometimes, you know, like we don't really we don't really we don't really pay ourselves, you know. Once you get a range like this, you may get a huge pump and your portfolio goes nuts. And this happened to me, man. I saw my portfolio doing this on this particular token for months, right? For years, actually, sorry. It was just going like this, did nothing. And then one day it went absolutely berserk. And then before you know, it dropped out. So it's kind of like, it's a weird way to look at things, man. But sometimes when the money is there, people just don't take it, man. Honestly, we are conditioned to hold as human beings, and I think that is sometimes it's the problem. It's also the opportunity, right, in itself. McLaren is, yeah. I'm not into Lambos. I'm more of a practical guy. I think the more you stand out, McLaren. Look, I can see a McLaren. But even then, I think there's I don't know, man. There's some kind of a responsibility. I'm surrounded by supercars, and I mostly drive SUVs. It's just like if you come here to Dubai, like every 2 minutes there's another supercar. It's just like it gets to a point where you don't really appreciate them. You know, like you see them once every 2 minutes. I pulled up the other day, and right there was a Lambo, a McLaren. You know, insanity. Now M8s, yes, that's class. And bro said I bought 6K gold with GFAL. I'm really glad. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Then it took the dump. Well, that's the thing, right? Like we just don't want to get caught, man. Crypto is such a difficult sport. Borderline gambling. When things go your way, don't be shy to pay yourself. You know, that's what most people are afraid of. We don't pay ourselves enough, and later on, as long as the numbers are on the, you know, they are just unrealized gains, right? You know, so many times it happened to me before. It's unbelievable. All right, everyone, I'm going to love you and leave you. We've done an hour, 38 minutes. Let me know if you want another live stream, and we will definitely, Aston Martin, now you're talking. You know what? To be honest, a DP9 is, it's always been, I would say, I don't know if it's from Bonn. A convertible DP9 is it's just, there's nothing like these classic ones. You know, the old school ones are just ridiculous. Like, probably, you know, I went through a period where I just poured money into 911s. Like, I became a 911 fan. But now it's like SUVs are nice. SUVs. A friend of mine here has probably the fastest Cadillac in the Middle East. Beast of a car. Likewise, bro. Absolutely, we built from the ground. So it's good enough for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. 007 is my guy, especially Casino Royale. Guys, let me know in the comments, what's your favorite Bond movie? We're always talking about coins and stuff, but let me know your favorite Bond movie, man. I think Octopussy and yeah, that was insane. Yeah, favorite Bond. That's a topic. Yeah, peace and love. You got to South Africa, bro. Bafana. GoldenEye. Oh my days. GoldenEye is, you know what? That's a good shout. I think for me, there's something about Casino Royale, and it's not because of Daniel Craig, because you know I'm a guy, right? But this was like the best Bond movie with one of the best, intros into the movie, and this was like the villains were just mad. Everything about this was mad. I think, and maybe because it was when Blu-rays really started to become big, but Casino Royale was for me the best Bond movie that I can think of in recent memory. I think my guy, of course, the girls obviously love this, but I think the ultimate thing here was that opening scene, the soundtrack, everything was just like ridiculous. That was insane. Bentayga is tempting too. Hybrid version. Yeah, the new version, there's a lot of Bentegas that lost value. I see them everywhere, like especially the old shape. But yeah, no, that's a good shout. I think the M8 is also a very, very good shout. I like that. His favorite Bond, Casino Royale. Yeah, listen, that first when they came out on Blu-ray, when this came out on Blu-ray, at the time I remember just being a fanatic. I used to build home cinemas, right? Like I built myself a nice home cinema on a Blu-ray, and there's that opening scene with the scaffolding, and that when you got like the proper sound and of course cinema seating and everything that I was doing at the time. Insane, man. We used to have this little speaker in the roof called the God's Voice. Yeah, the last handle was facts, facts. Yeah, what's this about? Honestly, that's a crazy depreciation. But everybody has. I'm sure everyone on the live stream has a plan for a nice car. I would love to know what your dream car is. It's actually Happy Traveler started a trend here. Yeah, Rolls is man. That Phantom is just something else, right? No, honestly, the that M8 is something else. 40 minutes. Anyway, guys, I've got to shoot off, man. I've got to go and take care of a few things, but God bless you all. We'll do another live stream this week. And in preparation for that, do let me know next time what your favorite car is. Peace and love, and we'll talk some more crypto this week. Take care, guys. God bless.